Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program Clarity Call with DDK. You're most welcome. We are delighted to have you here. Thank you for making out time from your busy schedule this morning, afternoon, or evening, no matter the part of the world you are joining from. It's so good to see you. Thank you, Tommy Singh, for putting on your video. Know that I have my eyes on you, and it's quite it's quite lovely to see you. Can we use the comment section to just say where we're joining from and make some introductions? Where are you joining us from? So we know if it's afternoon for you or it's evening for you or morning. It's afternoon my time. It's 2 p.m. here. I know that it's 8 p.m. West African time. So let's see where you're joining us from. And thank you for being punctual, being early. That's visionary excellence. And that's what we're all about at the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. My name is Mrs. Notch, and I will be hosting you. I will be hosting you today while our CEO, DDK, is the one that is actually having this clarity call with you. So I'm doing the work of John the Baptist. Just kidding, but I'm just here to welcome you as the webinar manager of Visionary Compass this year. And it's really, really lovely to have you. Thank you for joining us on Zoom. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Thank you for joining us on the Immerse YouTube channel. It's really lovely, lovely to see you. Hello, Adeomi from Maiduguri. Lovely to have you. Thank you. Hello, Lemuela. I hope that I got that pronunciation correct. Lemuela from Ekiti, you're welcome. Hello, Ibukun from Lagos, the city of excellence. Hello, Abayomi Della from Parakat. Thank you for joining. Anne Marie from Ibadan, so good to see you. Yes, Victoria Oyewa from Ocean State, thank you for joining us. I'm only able to see the comments on Zoom, but please keep them coming on YouTube as well. Introduce yourself and let's have that connection of knowing what part of the world you are reaching us from. It's a great day. And indeed, it's a great season for us at the Visionary Compass because we're currently opening up to take applications, or we're currently taking applications for the 2024 cohort of the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. And the reason why you are here is because DDK has specially invited you on this clarity call with her. And I think we should just take a moment to just appreciate DDK for this. Every time we get the opportunity to be in the room with DDK is a gift. It's a gift in itself. Having access to her mind, being able to hear from her and just have her elevate our thinking and our mindset is such a great gift. And it always keeps on giving. Thank you, Favor. That's what I want to see. We love you, DDK. I love DDK. That's why I'm here on a Sunday afternoon. But when DDK calls, we show up because it's always for the best. Thank you, Temidayo from Ibadan. Thank you. I see someone from Manchester. Yes, that's Favor. Lovely, lovely, lovely to have you. Please keep the introductions coming as you're thanking DDK for making out time for this clarity call because it's just called clarity call, right? But you know that anytime with DDK is a great blessing. A dear friend of mine, my closest friend, actually attended the visioning retreat for nonprofits in person yesterday. At the moment the visioning retreat was over, she barely gave me some time and she called me to say, Mrs. Notch, oh my goodness, just being in the room, I got answers. This is what was on my mind, blah, 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 blah. And we spent about 30 minutes just unpacking everything that she received so that it could be released into what she needs to use it for. So I love being in the room with DDK any day. It keeps serving me and I'm not going to compromise on it. Whatever you do this year, make the effort to be in the room whenever DDK calls, and you know that she blesses your flow. So be there. I'm really grateful. Thank you, DDK, for this opportunity this evening. So today we're going to be hearing from DDK herself. She is the creator, the founder, and the CEO of the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. And she's going to be clarifying everything you need to know about VCAP and helping you to discern whether VCAP is the next thing that you need in this season. So we're going to be hearing from DDK's mouth. I don't want to say horse's mouth because she's not a horse. We're going to be hearing from the founder's mouth what exactly it is that that Visionary Compass Accelerator Program is all about. VCAP is our top tier signature execution-driven coaching program. So it's not just a coaching program where you come in, you go through the modules, the core curriculum, and you are fine. We are completely execution focused in VCAP. And that's what we are here for, to understand how VCAP fits into your vision right now. Thank you, Diana, for putting on your video. I'm so glad to see your beautiful face. I see your jersey. That's it. All right. So, having said that, we're grateful that you spent time with us this evening. And I promise you, it's going to be a great time. It's really going to be a great time. Today, you're really going to be able to make that decision on why you haven't applied for Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. You need to join VCAP. Don't even think about it too much. Or maybe you started your application already and you haven't made headway, or you're just stalling, or you're not yet sure, or you're wondering, or you're missing something. That's okay. We're going to answer all of those things today. We're going to have a segment where we can look at your applications, and then DDK is going to be teaching us extensively about VCAP. So you want to stay tuned. Don't worry, the football match will go on without you. You are not playing on the field today. You are playing on VCAP field. And it's so glad, it's such a blessing to see so many people streaming online already. Thank you so much for that. I want to ask, can you tell me what it is that you are looking to achieve with VCAP? What are your aspirations? What would you like VCAP to help you attain this year? We've had the Visionary Talk Show, which is in itself a series of master classes. The Visionary Talk Show in itself is enough to deliver on all the things that were promised at the Visionary Talk Show. So what are your expectations for this evening? What are your expectations even for VCAP? What are your thoughts? What are the things you've heard about VCAP that you're wondering about, and probably you'd like the CEO to cover or mention as she begins to speak today? Ah, love it, Dina. You said God-aligned growth, stretching plus execution, evidence. Dina. You're just shooting the frameworks. Thank you. VCAP is all about stretching. It's all about execution. So if you're looking for this, then I know no better program than the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program for you this year. And the time is now. So don't put VCAP in the cooler and say, I'll come to it later. There's nothing like that. This is now. This is your now. Your morning starts when you wake up, and you need to take steps in execution. Execution is not a futuristic date. It's something that you start right away, and you start to make steps, conscious steps towards. That's exactly how execution works. So for you, your execution might be to start your VCAP application today. You don't need another course. You don't need another mentoring program. You don't need another certification. What you need is VCAP, because it is comprehensive. It's all encompassing. I can give you 10 different reasons why you need to apply for VCAP. It's execution driven. The core curriculum contains everything you need to know on your visionary journey, because there is a language of vision. There's definitely a language of vision. There's literally visionary school. And VCAP is the most comprehensive visionary school that you will find anywhere in the world. Just a simple Google search will tell you. Visionary Compass Accelerator Program actually currently ranks first when you Google my visionary of African leadership, African visionary leadership, and things like that. You will see Visionary Compass application accelerator program come up first. So we have those bragging rights. We've worked with over 70 visionaries that have proofs, not poofs, but proofs. All these visionaries have tangible results. You can actually trace them. You can find them online. You can find them online doing great things, and that is you as well. But you need to pass through that visionary education, and VCAP has all of these things there. We have accountability coaches that will work with you in the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. You're not left alone. You're not flying solo. You're not trying to make it work and unaccountable to no one. VCAP is going to assign a certified accountability coach to you, not Instagram coach, a certified accountability coach that is going to tell you, make sure that you are held accountable to executing on the vision that you came into VCAP for. That is beautiful. We're supposed to pay separately for that, but VCAP has that in it. So you want to join VCAP for that. Someone is saying that you are wondering if you have the capacity for this season and whether you can accommodate it. The truth of the matter is that you can accommodate anything. You are not to anything for anything. And you make room in your life. We can't create more time. We all have 24 hours every day. If you come back to VCAP in 10 years' time, you are still going to have 24 hours and 365 days in a year, or plus one if it's a leap year. So your time is not going to increase, but you make room in your existing lifestyle. And usually, visionaries are not idle people. It's people who are already busy about something that God puts a vision in their heart. And you are carrying that vision too. So your life is not going to become less busy. You're not going to become less busy. You make room. And that's one of the things that VCAP will teach you. Brutal mastery of your time. You will become a time genius. You will know how to prioritize. You will just know how to organize your time in such a way that you do the most important things, and the things that you can outsource, you will outsource them. So you find that people go through VCAP and they increase in self-efficacy because they can just do more. They have 5, 6, 7 companies. They have different expressions that they are building out. And it's not that they grew more arms and legs. No, they just learned how to run. There's a way to run, and you're going to get that in VCAP. I am so certain. I know it as I know my name. And the reason is simple, because we have the proofs. All the VCAP alumni, there's a consistent pattern in their lives, and it keeps happening that way. So it's obvious that they have been equipped, they've been trained. So make us your executive visionary education by joining VCAP. It is what you need. You're not going to get it from Harvard. You're not going to get it from Stanford. You're not going to get it from another master's degree. They're not going to teach you the language of vision. VCAP teaches you the language of vision. You totally understand it and you run with it, and you're going to be flying literally in every area of your life. Every expression is going to come out of you. And you find that you are executing it with such brilliance. We call it the combustive effect in VCAP. When your execution mastery meets your excellence in execution, there's bound to be a combustion. Look at people like Lady B, Lady Bodam Taiwo, and I see her on the call looking pretty. I don't mean to put her on the spot, and I won't, but how can you be all the things that she is and still look this lovely? Somebody explain this thing. Can she run this script for us? Actually, she has run it. She has run it just by being herself. You have to be intentional and be intentional about investing in yourself. I'm literally crazy enough to invest heavily in myself this year, and I'm going to go for it. And I don't want to go alone. I hope that I have other visionaries like you in the room, that we're going to go on this journey together, so that we'll be sipping our cocktails, looking pretty, hanging out with DDK in Marrakech. Not that they'll say, let's go to Marrakech. You say, how much is the ticket? I don't have that kind of money. No, you must have that kind of money. Wealth is going to come to you when you achieve visionary excellence. So I hope that you are as ready as I am for what is about to go down today, as we have this clarity call with our CEO. DK is our CEO at the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. So you're going to see her in CEO form today. You know her as a pro coach, but you're going to see her as a CEO today. And it is such a great pleasure for me to be a part of the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program team this year. And I know without a doubt that we're going to have an amazing time this evening. Please put your expectations in the comment section. DDK is here and she's reading. Trust me, she reads. She reads, she sees all these things, and she's just going to address, you never know if she's going to address it directly for you. I want to thank you once again for joining us today. If you joined after I did the introduction, I see our number has increased. Please tell us where you're joining from and what your expectations are for this meeting today. It's a clarity call, but come on, go big with your expectations. You didn't come here just for clarity on a Sunday afternoon or evening. What are your expectations? More clarity and weighty wisdom. There you go, Francisca. That's it. You want More clarity. Hello. Oh, she's from Toronto. Oh, that's in my hood. Thank you so much for joining us from Toronto. And so, I really want to know what your expectations are. What are you expecting this evening? What are you hoping for? This is not, it's not just a call where DDK is going to say, join VCAP, join VCAP. We've been hearing that for a long time, right? And if you are currently considering VCAP or you started your application, I want to know, tell us in the comment section, are you applying? Have you started? Are you stuck anywhere? We're here for you today. We're here to serve you. We brought our CEO into the room to come and serve you, and we are all here to serve you as well. So hit us with the questions. What are you stumbling over? What are you hesitant about? What are you having some resistance with? Is it something to do with your mindset? Even the application, how easy is it for you, or is it daunting? Tell me the things that are daunting so I can demystify it for you right away before DDK starts. Because the VCAP application is one of the best things that you can do. It's good for your creative process. It helps you with self-articulation, and it just prepares you for the journey ahead, because things will only get more rigorous. They will get busier and they will get more demanding. So you have to make sure that, one moment, please. Thank you very much. I sincerely apologize for that. I had a mommy moment. That's part of life. And yes, I'm afraid so. That's part of life. We tend to cope and manage and juggle everything together because our demands don't. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Ma. TDK has come for me. I had a mommy moment, and it's part of the things that VCAP is going to teach us how to do, manage all the various aspects of our lives without giving up the things that matter to us the most. So thank you for your kindness and consideration. I'm going to go on a break now so we can take a video on the Visionary Compass Accelerator Program.
And senior leadership training for organizations including the World Bank, Lagos State Government, NLNG, Rwanda Foundation, Chance PLC, Pernod Ricard, Seplat Energy, Axela, VMB Bridge, Ventures Garden Group, FSDH, amongst others. She has received several awards, including 2018 Mandela Washington Fellow by U.S. government, one of 100 Most Inspiring Nigerian Women 2019, Nigerian Leading Coach in 2021, 50 Most Inspiring Women in 2022, Nigeria's 50 Most Inspiring Authors 2023, ABCD Africa's 50 Most Impactful Voices 2023, and one of 100 Women Shaping a Better Africa 2023. DDK, as she's fondly called, is an author of 25 books to date and has spoken across 3 continents to emerging and established leaders, especially in corporate practice. Ladies and gentlemen, Join me to make welcome Debola Deji-Kurunmi. Debola Deji-Kurunmi is a polymath, best-selling.
Welcome, DDK.
Thank you, Mrs. Nash. I hope that you're well this evening. And like I said, absolutely no reason to apologize for a mommy moment. We hope that everyone is doing great on your side this evening. And it's some sort of family meeting as well, both on Zoom as well as on YouTube. We have a lot of dearly beloved members of our community just spending time with us today. And that is truly, truly remarkable, very special. I can see some of my, and now my Zoom disappears. I can see some of my friends, sisters, co-laborers, fellow water walkers, generally very inspiring people who have chosen to be here with me today. And I'm pleased about what we can create together on this particular call. You already know when I reached out to say, hey, would you be able to spend some time with me today? The central, theme, the direction, the desire is to just offer even some more clarity about the VCAP 2024 program. I have some of my dearly beloved one-on-one coaching clients who are transitioning into VCAP, and that's really exciting. I have members of our alumni community who are considering continuing their journey with VCAP, and that's really exciting. And I have a number of visionaries who have been a part of the Future Forward Female Mastermind and who say to me, DDK, we are ready. I want to take the next leap to transition out of, personal transformation and leadership development into visionary transformation. I want to execute my vision this year. And I want to, beyond executing my vision, what I also sort of hear often is I want to grow that mastery, access that template that I can take with me beyond this year in being able to deliver on the mission that burns in my heart. So thank you. You are welcome. Because I have had, a really voice demanding weekend, I want you to let me know in the chats, please, if you're able to hear me audibly. I am trying not to strain my voice, but I'm also hopeful that I am clear enough for the conversation. Thankful. Okay, solid. Because it matters that you hear me clearly. Welcome. Let's get right into it. I will go ahead and offer you a particular test, and we will start from that conversation. So the team will put for us on Zoom as well as on YouTube the link for a little test just to give me a sense of where you are with your vision as at now. Okay, so we're going to jump right onto that. I'm hopeful that you're able to fill it out. I'll be doing the same on my side. And then maybe in another 2 minutes, you might already be done and we'll see what the numbers would look like. Because I can see the poll, I'll be confirming if the numbers are looking good in terms of how many of us are filling it out. Okay. Let's see. So it's out there for you. Please click on it and just read out each of those levels to be able to select exactly where you believe you are right now. Okay. And I'm looking at the results. I'll be able to see it on my side. Coming through. Well done, well done, well done. It's coming through. 20 votes as at now, so it's coming through. Well done. I'm keeping my eyes on it, and it's growing quickly. 26 now. Thank you. Well done. Let's see, 33. Well done. Keep it coming. Let's see how that's looking. $42. Okay, I know at the minimum, I'm looking for 60, for at least those of us who are here with me on this side. Let me actually go over on that side as well. 47, keep it coming. Looking for 60. Okay, not looking bad on YouTube as well. Keep it coming. Fantastic. Let's keep it coming. I'm expecting a lot more. So I think I would try to peg it at maybe about, let me see what the total numbers are. Okay, we're now at 98. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. So if we can come to 120, I would let it be. That would be a decent number, looking at those of us on Zoom and those of us who are on YouTube. It's moving. Well done. I'm waiting. It's coming through 105. We're almost there. When we have 120, we'll just close it out. Well done. Okay. Not bad, 110. I'll close it out now. You've done well. 109, 111. Okay. I'm happy to move. Let's see what it looks like. I want to take a screenshot, and then I will show you how it is looking. Okay. Let's see. Give me a moment. There you go. Okay. So let's place that here so that I can show you. So I grab the screen and I'm just going to show you what I have at this time. Let's see. Okay. Trying to show you. So this is how it looks. Just taking a screenshot of about 111 of us. This is how it looks. Go back. So we have about 52% of the visionaries on this call on the Clarify Mastery level. We have about 37% of the visionaries on the launch level. We have about 9.5 or 9.6% on the build level, and less than 1% on the scale level. Okay, this is interesting data, and it's really powerful as well. So what we can deduce or tell vividly is that a lot of our visionaries at this moment who took the assessment are in a space where you're saying, I want to grow clearer. I've started to capture a brand new assignment. And this doesn't mean you haven't been doing great things with your life's work, but you have picked a brand new assignment. You have a bold idea, you have a visionary solution, and you're really keen about clarity. You want to interpret that vision accurately. You want to understand your personal prototypes so that you can move toward getting launched. And then we have about 37% of the visionaries on the call, looking to launch out. You have a good degree of clarity. You're feeling more confident about the vision. And that's a really exciting stage. You need strategic guidance, a defined path to be able to mobilize resource, test your idea, and start to exchange value for profit or impact. That's great. And then we have about 9.6% of us who are already building. You have a growing brand, an emerging organization. Your team is set, no matter the number. You're already making impact. You're earning a steady source of income or near steady source of income. And you're now in a space where you have to strengthen the structure that can carry the operations so that you don't burn out. And then we have just one person at the time of the voting who is looking to scale. You are now at the stage where you want to go next level with the vision in your heart. That is compelling. Tell me anything else that you are observing with this particular assessment we've just taken. What's striking for you? For me, I typically know that so many persons are often at the stage where they want to clarify way more than those who are already like building out and scaling. But I would have thought that there will be maybe more people in build than at the time of the assessment. So maybe some of the definers, a steady source of income, a working team, creates that middle place. And I see TFA nodding, that middle place where you're like, yeah, I've launched, but do I have all those definers that effectively qualifies me for, to say that I'm fully building and I have an institution. Okay, so for those of us on the call, tell me where you are. Put your name right there and tell me your mastery level. I'll go ahead and share screen while I'll be looking forward to also reading from you in the chats. Okay, so tell me, where are you? And this could be with a brand new vision that you are sort of coming into this year, or you're looking to go big with this year, and you're saying 2024 has got to be remarkable. Remember that we entered this year reckoning that it's going to be a year of bold beginnings. Jade is in launch. Well done. Yay. That's special. Bemisola Ojo is in scale. Well done. Anne is in launch. I see Dr. Temi says, I'm actually in build for one of my brands. Exactly. That happens, but at the launch stage for others. Well done. TFA has launched out, but the building is not solid yet. So yeah, you're right now in that space where you want to take the next important steps to institutionalize. Well done. Sharon is in launch. Well done. Eunice is in launch. Debola is in launch. Elizabeth is in clarify. I love it. I love it. Adebambo is in launch. Well done. Comfort is in clarify. Well done. Mrs. Notch is in launch. Come on board. Let's get this thing off the ground. Bodam is in build for one vision, clarify for another. Ejiro is in launch. Lovely, lovely. Temi is in launch. Olubum is in clarify. Temi is in clarify. Olubum is in clarify as well. Let me see what's going on YouTube and get a sense of that as well. Fantastic. Let's see. On YouTube, Chidima is in clarify. The Global Iyanu is in clarify. Hope Raisers Global Foundation in build. Well done. Blessing in build. Elizabeth in clarify. Miracle in launch. Christy in clarify. Lovely. IB in clarify, Bemisola in launch, Lara in launch and build across multiple assignments. Gloria is in clarify. Well done. Bemisola Osadua is in launch and build. Temitope Popola is in launch. On and on that way. And it's actually quite exciting. So I am back here in Zoom. And I'm loving the things I'm reading as well. Remy is in clarify. Modupe is in launch. Elo in launch. Ugochi is in launch for a different vision. That powerful vision that had me just quite excited when we shared. Dino is in clarify. Adenike is in build. Well done. Kende is in clarify. Rowley is in launch. Stella in launch. Chinyere, yes, in between launching and building. I know that thing. Banke is in scale. Ifeshola, good to have you, is in launch. Solid. This is exciting. Atilola is in build for one and scale for another. Thank you for letting me know. The mastery level assessment, which is not what you filled, there's an actual archetypical mastery level assessment that you are going to love when you get into VCAP. After you complete your stage 1 application, you're going to have access to that mastery level assessment that is very thorough. And we even get a chance to tell you what spectrum you are on in percentage between one level and another. It's special. But this was just a cute little test to start up a conversation around what are you doing with your vision? Exactly where are you? And how can we support you? So you're welcome to the clarity call that we just wanted to jump on today. Concerning Visionary Compass Accelerator Program, class of 2024. I thank you. I especially welcome you. I'm excited to have you on board today. I'm hopeful that we can co-create something remarkable in this year, 2024, which we know as the bold year. And I have a question to just cue you into some of the thoughts and conversations that I hope we can have today in the time we're here. What could happen in your life if you achieved your significant vision in 2024? And I've been asking myself that, and I know that when you think about your significant vision, there could be many different streams that you are stewarding, 3 streams, 4 streams, 5 streams. Maybe you've got a career and then you have a business on the side, you're leading ministry, and you're saying, look, but what I want you to just zoom in into is a vision this year that burns so much in your heart, where you could even say to yourself, look, I want to take a pause or slow down a bit on these other ones, whether because they already have systems that are running or because you feel a stronger highlight in your heart. And that doesn't mean you won't get them done. But for the sake of this question, think about your significant vision as something that if it gets birthed or gets built out this year, you're going to feel a stunning degree of success and satisfaction. And for some of you, that feels like, or that looks like a vision God is inspiring in your heart so strong. And it's almost even like an instruction you cannot turn your back on, or it feels like a burden because of a segment of society that you really feel called to make a difference in what could happen in your life if you achieved your significant vision in 2024. Just think about that. Who could you become? What kind of doors could it open? What kind of transformation could it create for others? What kind of elevation could it offer your brand? What kind of fulfillment could you experience if you achieved your significant vision in 2024, right? And in VCAP, obviously, I'll teach you how to take a milestone and make it the focus, because sometimes what you're building is it's a legacy work. It's not stuff that gets completed or even able to fully launch in 1 year. And that's reality. And sometimes what you're building can go live in 3 months. But no matter how phased out your assignment is, it's important for you to know what milestone can represent success for you in a particular year, so that you streamline your focus and you really go for the jugular, getting the kind of results that you want. This is a question that I would actually love your answer to. So I'll be reading, put it out there for me. I love it. Wemisola said, I'll finally feel like I'm maximizing my potential and living the life of maximum impact that God created me to live. This thing is beautiful. She says, there are many people who have not been able to reach it, and it's sometimes painful. Absolutely. Lemuela says, I'll be able to reach out to more teenagers through my speaking gifts if I achieve my significant vision this quarter. Well done. Jade says, I'll be much more confident about the big picture I'm seeing, and it will drive me to move to the next steps with my vision. It will reassure me that I'm not crazy. Oh my God. These are actually experiences you have when you are on the path of visionary execution. This is so good. I'll be able to reach out to more teenagers. Okay, I read that, and that is profound. I love it. I love it. I'll be reading as we go along. If you gave some thought to it and you answered this question, what could happen in your life? What could happen in your life? Where could you get to? And what kind of impact could you create if you achieved your significant vision in 2024? Just a bit of my story this precious day, so that we connect a bit more. You will likely know me across multiple expressions. Some of you connected with me through Kingdom Leaders Global Alliance, some of you through Visionary Compass, some of you through Immerse Coaching Company, some of you through Ideation Hub Africa or Firebrand Movement, some of you through my books, or some of you through my speaking platforms, whether as an itinerant speaker or on my own self-hosted platforms. And it might have been through a personal conversation we've had the opportunity to have. However you've come to know me, I would love to connect even at a greater level in 2024. And I would love very much to serve you in a more remarkable way. And I hope that you might be, able to step into new arenas and new pathways for partnership between both of us. There's so much to do together, and whatever we've done together is just a fragment of what still lies ahead of us. Okay. 2013, 11 years ago, and don't laugh. If you look at this picture and laugh, I'm actually going to show up in your dreams tonight. But 2013 was the turning point. It was the year that changed everything. The year before and you're actually laughing. Okay, so I'm going to show up in your dreams. That's what you want. So that's fine. I'm coming. I'm coming for you. And for those of you who are like, come over. I want to see you. Yes, I'll be there. But this is 11 years ago. 11 years ago. And you can see that I already have like the future in my eyes. I hope you can see the future in my eyes. The year before, I had just had a baby, and by 2013, I was in the space of overwhelm. I was really, really struggling to be present for my baby and to continue my consulting practice. A lot of you know the story of how I exited the year after, and that was year 2013. So I stepped out of my consulting practice with Philips Consulting at the time. And I said, I felt ready. I started to feel that burden from 2022 that I was seeking the time and the freedom to sort of shift into my own personal vision of making a difference and creating impact for young girls and women. And by 2013, I felt ready to actually step out. That's what I did. But the interesting thing was, after I stepped out, the overwhelm and the overscheduling didn't stop. I had started working on my goals. I'd launched three or four books at the time, just sitting and creating them, going live with them quickly. I felt very proud of myself, but I was quite shocked that the overwhelm didn't stop. The overscheduling didn't stop. I didn't necessarily have more time, more freedom, more mental awakening to be present for my family in the way that I wanted. And it really got me to start asking questions about, okay, obviously, it's not entrepreneurship that changes the game. There's actually got to be something in the way that I organize my life and in the way that I execute my goals that will give me the time freedom that I want. You see this. And it got me onto the journey of cracking a productivity system and an execution model that shifted my life into enormous possibilities. By 2014, I founded Immerse Coaching Company. By 2015, I founded Ideation Hub Africa. And I've gone on in the course of the last decade plus to do phenomenal things that, I do feel very proud of. But I think the greatest joy for me is growing a human transformation headquarters from Africa that has directly impacted more than 100,000 people directly, who are members across our institutions and learning platforms. So that was the year that changed many things, right? It was the year that changed many things. And the lessons that emerged from how I transitioned out of overwhelm into a stunning productivity system, into becoming an entrepreneur and building out a coaching practice that was at the time, a standout. And continues to be so. Some of the lessons that have really stayed with me in the course of the last decade will be, number one, who you become often lies within the vision you execute, right? As at 2013, all I wanted to do was create training programs for young girls and young women, right? But as at now, I have evolved so significantly, right? And because I'm talking to a community that knows me and has been a part of my work, I don't have the need to dwell too much on what that evolution or what that transformation has become. But I have evolved so much from that young girl who was just in her 20s, who was just keen to create training for young girls and women or young ladies, into a multi-influential visionary. I've launched a coaching practice that is now a leading coaching practice in Nigeria. I've written 25 books in that period. I've consulted for almost 10 African governments, right? I've birthed things that I feel truly proud of, while being able to even better serve my family and grow a kingdom community, that allows me zoom in and focus on doing kingdom, doing ministry in the way that I feel very proud of and I feel joyed about. So you can never tell, to be honest, what is on the other side of choosing to pursue your vision. That's the big lesson here. You can never tell who you are going to become. Your evolution is going to be radical, not because you actually necessarily only focus on yourself, but when you start to focus on your vision, the person you ultimately becomes, is even bigger than the vision you're trying to achieve. And it's something that I will always, always, always keep with me, that the man you can become, the woman you can become, is often quite bigger than the vision you're trying to achieve. And that's why we say with vision, it's not merely about executing a project. It's about becoming a person worth becoming. Selah. You see this? It's about becoming a person worth becoming. So that lesson stays with me. The second big lesson, and I've used this in my life every time I've been asked, how do you do all these things that you do? That's the story. That's the mystery, right? That sits within how I do what I do. Whenever there's a system to follow, success becomes natural. Whenever there's a system to follow, success becomes natural. Many times people are stressing about trying to achieve success and tripping over themselves because there's too much happening, there's overwhelm, there's fear, there's the confusion. How do I really start out? How do I even validate what I'm hearing? Am I hearing myself? But whenever there's a system to follow, that is the breakthrough. That is the basis of the breakthroughs in my life. I'm a systems girl, and I've seen the power of systems. How do you run multiple organizations? And how do you build what has become a 7-figure, multi-million-dollar practice, right? That is globally impactful, reaching people in more than 100 countries of the world, without burning out, and still being able to devote yourself to God, to family, to growth, to quietness. Do you see this? Whenever there's a system to follow, success becomes natural. This is 100% a big lesson that has marked my path, and I always use it to shape every platform of engagement, every platform of guidance, of coaching, of mentorship with the people who work with me and the people that I get an opportunity to serve. It's about systems. So if you interact with me, whether through ministry, or you interact with me through our public policy and social impact consulting firm, or you interact with me through my coaching work, or you interact with me through, the books we've written and are accessible for sale, however you connect with me. And now, very importantly, if you interact with me as a homemaker, as a mother of young children, a homemaker, a wife to my husband, you're going to see systems. You're going to see systems. You don't have to stress about success. Success is a predictable outcome if you put in the right levers. Success is a predictable outcome. So whenever there's a system to follow, success becomes natural. If there's chaos, it's predictable that no matter how talented you are, you're still going to come up short when it comes to unlocking your potential, right? And the third lesson that is very remarkable, and I would love, love, love to keep with you, is this. It is either a bear or a bear. It is either a bear or a bear, right? And it could be a teddy bear, and it could actually be a black bear. It could be a ravenous animal that we're talking about. What do I mean with this, or by this? Sometimes you are pursuing the path of executing the vision in your heart, right? Because you are hungry to create change. And that's a powerful thing. By the way, I think I'm using an old version of a presentation, so apologies on this. It is either a bear or a bear. I'm asking you not to pay for the if and the and. You don't have to pay for those. Typically, you should be paying for it, but you don't have to, you can take it off for free, right? I'm using an old presentation, so apologies. I downloaded an updated version and I might consider representing because I don't know if I have other things like this on the presentation. So after I get through these lessons and I'm hearing from you, I might stop sharing, right? So what I'm saying with this is it is either a bear or a bear. Could be a teddy bear, something worth hugging, and it could be a bear, something worth killing, right? What do I mean here? Some of us step into the zone of execution with the desire to create change and to inspire, to find the fulfillment and the joy of doing what's on our hearts. And that's special. Some of us have to reckon, however, that not fulfilling your vision, not pursuing your purpose, not executing your big, audacious goals could actually be fatal. It could actually be a very dangerous thing. Do you see this? It could actually be fatal. There's a saying that I find very remarkable, and it's by a woman or a man who wants to be transgenerational. And it goes this way. Even if I did not come from a wealthy family has to come from me. Can you put that in the chats for me? Even if I didn't come from a wealthy family has to come from me, right? Let me stop share. If I didn't come from a wealthy family, that's fine. If I didn't come from a spiritual family, that's fine. If I didn't come from a powerful family, that's fine. But a powerful family has to come from me. Do you see this? A wealthy family has to come from me. A spiritual family has to come from me. And this is the language of a patriarch. This is the language of a matriarch. A point comes in your life where you actually say to yourself, what I'm not paying attention to might be paying attention to me. A point comes where you reckon that sitting on your God-given assignment, sitting on your God-given mandate could actually be a generational conversation. Because for the mothers here who say things like, my life is so packed and I have to be there for my children, a time will come when your children don't need a mommy, they need a mentor and they need a matriarch. Do you see this? A time comes where your children don't need a papa, they need a patriarch. Do you see this? And so it leads us on to understanding that sometimes executing your vision feels good for you, but what you have to reckon is that many times it's the game changer for those coming after you. There's a problem in the world that you will give account for because those lives are tied to your story, tied to your vision, and stepping up the plate to do what you have to do makes the difference. Do you see this? Stepping up to the plate to create that change makes the difference for the destinies that are tied to you. So it's a nice to have in the beginning, and you feel like, I just want to do this because it burns in my heart, and I want to fulfill this aspiration. At a whole different level, there's suffering in the world that your work can fix. Very importantly, it's a matter of the generations that will be born from you, and the legacy you would leave, and the kind of indoctrination you will give to your own seeds about the power of going ahead to do what you were born to do. Do you catch this? So let me know what you're hearing, and I can see some things in the chats already. It becomes your commitment, right, that whatever happens going forward, you're going to be a different kind of person. That you are not going to play small with a vision in your heart, because if it's not even something that feels good in the moment, you reckon that it's a matter of legacy. I love how TFA is saying it and putting it there again. It's a matter of legacy. It's a matter of becoming a matriarch, a patriarch, creating a type of transformation that you were born to create, whether for individuals or for institutions. So those are some remarkable lessons that have stayed with me over the years in the cause of building, my own vision, in the cause of executing my audacious goals, in the cause of standing and putting my weight behind a message that I believe I've been giving for my generation. So you're here on the Clarity Call, and I'm excited to talk to you about Visionary Compass. 100%, I can already say this to you, whether you're with me on Zoom or you are on YouTube, stepping into this call already says something about you. It says something about what is burning in your heart. And it speaks to the caliber of person that you are. And I'm excited to be sharing moments with you, to be in the same room with you, having the conversation we're having today. So what's Visionary Compass? What is the easiest way to sort of summarize the burden, the passion that has moved me into this space, and what can it do for you in 2024? Right? Visionary Compass is a 40-week execution-driven coaching system that helps you launch, build, or scale your vision so you can elevate your impact, authority, and abundance. This is my definitive desire. It's my goal. It's my own vision that in year 2024, I'm going to work with 100 bold visionaries to transform your significant assignment and life's work into stunning success. That's what I want to see. I've experienced the power of pursuing my own vision, and I've experienced the joy, of not compromising my peace while pursuing my purpose and entering into prosperity. And I know that with the right system and strategies, which I have cracked, it can be the reality of anybody else. 100%. And that's why I believe that every single year, it must be my commitment, especially for visionaries on the continent of Africa, to walk with you in transforming that significant assignment, that vision in your heart, or you are already building that life's work, that legacy to stunning success. And that's what Visionary Compass is really about. It's not a cause, and it's not merely a coaching program. It's actually an execution engine room. You come in there, you elevate your paradigm, but more importantly, you elevate your sense of identity, and you begin to believe concerning yourself things that you've always been, but never knew or never manifested. And from that place of a brand new vista of seeing yourself the way you really are, you receive the energy that you need to shift. And then I set you up into an execution engine room, working with coaches that take that journey with you, and we ensure that you actually come on the other side by the end of the year with proofs in your life. And as we go along, I'm going to tell you why it matters to actually have proofs in your life, right? On this call, we've got even members of our alumni community, and some of them are actually continuing their journey with us at VCAP, because the exciting thing is it's not a cause, so you don't need to take it once and for all, right? It's an execution engine room that allows you pace your journey to success based on exactly where you are, right? So why did I start? It's a question that I have been asked often, and I have big answers in terms of what motivated me to start Visionary Compass and what I believe it can do for the African continent, right? But I want to go to the very heart of it. And I need to know in the comments if it's a story you are keen to know about. I want to go to the heart of it. The very first moment that it dawned on me that this thing that I have going, I have to democratize it. The moment, it was my own epiphany, it was my breakthrough moment. I was at a retreat and it dawned on me that, okay, this thing is a game changer. We have to do this thing. I can never forget that day in 2020 when it became clear to me that there's got to be a way for me to take what I've experienced and what I was making happen for some people and make it happen for even more, right? This is why I started Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. She is who made me get on into that space. So every time you've ever heard me get on a call and I'm saying, Bodam, and you're rolling your eyes like, hey, what is really going on? You know, what's this Bodam affair? Bodam is the centerpiece for the motivation that led me to starting Visionary Compass. Bodam is the centerpiece. Bodam is the heartbeat for what led me to that moment of starting Visionary Compass Accelerator Program. Yes. Bodam is etched in my heart forever and ever and ever and ever as a proof that what I had was working. And then I looked at her life and her story, and I said to myself, how about we replicated Bodams all over the world? Yes, that's the simple answer. I met her in my office in Yaba, year 2019, and that began what has remained a truly remarkable story in my work as a coach. Before then, I had been coaching actively for one-on-one coaching for about 18 months. But my coaching practice had started 5 years before, and she walked into that office in Yaba. I was fascinated by the woman, how she smelled, how she looked, and I was keen to hear her story. At the time, she already had a successful career in a fast-moving consumer goods firm, one of the leading firms in the country. She was growing her wealth. You know, she had the means for her preferred lifestyle. She was very strong on personal development. I saw that her mind was awakened. She was taking courses. She was a part of Immerse Inner Circle. You know, she was a respected marketing professional. She was spiritual, passionate about women. In fact, I heard things she was saying and I felt like, is this my twin sister? We shared so many things, in common. She belonged to an amazing circle of strong women and female leaders. I knew some of them. And she continued speaking to me. And I was waiting to place my hands on why she was so agitated, on why she was so discontent, on why she was so restless. So I began to probe. I got so keen because on the outside, Bodam had success. Her life was going good. She was reckoned as a leading woman in her industry. She had her career spread out ahead of her. She had an events management company. You know, she was well-rounded, successful, happy, beautiful. But she said, I'm searching for more. Something is amiss, right? Something is off. I don't know what it is, but I need answers. I want more. I believe I'm made for more. And, you know, we agreed that we will call it an itch. It wouldn't relent. She tried, took the courses at Immerse. She was reading books. She belonged to communities. She had fantastic friends. She took herself on retreats, but the itch would not let up. The itch would not let up. She was still so restless. She was searching for more. And I became so fascinated by her journey that I said to myself, I'm doing this with you, right? I'm doing this with you. 100% we're getting on this one-on-one coaching together, right? I've got this email that she sent to me in 2019, and I'm going to pull out that email for you because I want you to see it with me. It was the beginning of what has remained a truly remarkable relationship. So I'm going to bring it out for you, and you will get a sense of the itch that Bodam was faced with, right? Let's do this. And what I want you to do for me in the comments is to actually say to me, if there's an itch, if you understand that feeling that Bodam was having, talk to me about it. I want to pull it out for you. I love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to show you right now that email, and it will give you a sense of how she could not get over the itch at the time. So look at this. Look at this. She says to me, "My dearest DDK, how are you doing? Thank you so much for an amazing time spent on Saturday. I hope you've been able to recover a little. It was indeed so powerful and very insightful. I can't wait for Activation Intensive to open. The main reason I'm sending this note is to remind you that I'd like to join the next, the one-on-one coaching stream when the next cycle opens, right? And I say to her, I commit to this. I've written on my Stretch Woman execution list, Bodam Taiwo. This is October 2nd, 2019. Let us go. I actually really like you, not in that general sense, but more personally. Truly, you're my kind of woman, plus you're fine." So she would not let me rest until we got on into this coaching relationship, which ultimately got unpacked, a few months after our initial conversation. That itch would not let up. So we got on to work, right? I signed her into my execution-driven one-on-one coaching because that's my thing. That is my own natural arena where I feel like, hey, no competition. This is a space where I coach because I have proof in my own life of a system that works. We got into it, and I must commend Bodam because she put in the work. And after the itch, in a matter of months, I clarified with her a personal compass, and then we designed what I love to call the multi-influential roadmap, broke her life's purpose into this roadmap, because you don't have to feel crazy for being called to many things, for having many streams. And then we set up this very intense book writing framework that got her to write and release her extraordinary book, Beautiful. We clarified and built out a new impactful system for her ministry. She shifted her brand into prominence, birthed the refined lady into a movement, literally, including what is now a world-class annual summit. She's elevated her thought leadership and profile as a speaker and mentor. We went ahead to join the pioneer class of Visionary Compass and graduated top of class. Now she's a senior marketing professional with a multinational, and she still continues to do actually epic things. And this is an abridged version of who Bodam Taiwo has become and what she's continued to create, right? Now, beyond working with her as a client, her vision, her drive inspired me so much, and we actually became sisters, right? This is her book when it got launched, and you should still get yourself a copy if you haven't. That is the two of us down on the left at Dubai having fun. That's her when she was graduating. That's the two of us at her annual summit last year. She's remained in my life because Bodam is the story of all of us, especially those of you who have a level of success. There's a way that you succeed and you start to build your your delight around external parameters. Other people look at you and they look up to you, but you are looking within you, and it's clear that there are places you have not yet gotten to that is calling for you in a season. The choice becomes a matter of, do I stay with the apparent success on the outside, or do I press for more? Do I press for more? Like I said to you, she's actually a distinguished alumni or alumnus, one of the members of the alumni of VCAP class of 2021. And her life continues to inspire me because there are great proofs. And this is what she said by the time she got through VCAP the first time. She says, DDK is a catalyst. Now, she said it. She said it. DDK is a catalyst. She very quickly gets the vision you are trying to explain and is able to break it down into actionable steps so that it becomes easy to execute. She's very knowledgeable about a wide range of industries and is able to give you tangible thoughts around upgrading your influence in your respective field. Beyond the actual execution, DDK upgrades and upscales your vision. I love it. I love it. What stands out? What lessons stand out on the journey that led me to saying, let's do VCAP? Bodam is high value. What that means is she's willing to put in the work to clarify and achieve her significant vision. And that's why we say at VCAP, Visionary Compass does not play if you do not play. Visionary Compass does not play with you if you don't play with it. You see this. So in thinking about what I could do with this success we were creating in execution-driven coaching, one-on-one, I said to myself, one of the first things that matters is we only want to work with high-value visionaries. The 100 visionaries I will devote my time and energy and coaching into in 2024 through VCAP must be high-value visionaries, because it's going to stretch you. But she clarified very quickly to me that she was willing to put in the work, and that's exactly what she did. And it made the big difference. Her work ethic was stunning, is still stunning. You see, she needed an execution framework, even though she had a strong work ethic, but she still needed an execution framework that could be matched to her level of mastery from a guide who could hold her accountable to get results. She needed that. That became clear to me when I began thinking about how do we replicate Bodams all over the world, right? There was the need for an execution framework. You could be a high-value visionary, bold, serious, ready to put in the work, but you would need a framework. You would need a system that you can plug and play. So you're not left hanging, you're not left overthinking. And the biggest deal for me is that execution must be matched to where you are, right? And that's why when we got onto this call, we started out with an assessment, helping you test whether you are in Clarify, or you are in Launch, or you are in Build or Scale. Because what you need must be matched to where you are. What you need must be matched to where you are. And I took note of that when I started to think about the kind of successes that she was creating through coaching. The third striking thing was how working with her and providing that execution framework shifted her game into authority, impact, abundance. These things matter. Authority, because there are doors you can't open and rooms you can't enter if you don't have a strong brand and if you're not perceived as high value in your space. Impact, because we are not here to merely serve our own pleasure. We are here for a bigger cause, and there is a continent to build. There are lives to transform. There are industries to fix. Do you see this? Abundance, because to multiply impact, it becomes capital intensive. You do need reward for the work that you do. You actually require reward and revenue, wealth for the work that you do to be able to take it further. And that's exactly what opened up working with Bodam. So in that experience, what did I ultimately determine I will do? I said to myself in year 2020, looking at Bodam at the time, remember, Bodam today has even 10x this initial wins that I was looking at. And I have become so in awe of how exceptional she is. And it's the way I now feel about so many other visionaries. And I'll speak to you about a few of them again today. So many others, right? But as at 2020, I determined that I would build an execution system that helps visionaries succeed, and they won't have to worry about the premium price of one-on-one coaching. As at today, my one-on-one coaching is in tens of thousands of dollars, right? But how about we replicate an execution system that gets you succeeding with the vision in your heart, and you don't have to worry about one-on-one coaching? That's what led me to start Visionary Compass. That's the story. That is the heart and the heartbeat of why I started Visionary Compass. And since starting, I have actually now validated that the initial vision in my heart was a worthy vision. The caliber of visionaries that have come through VCAP now confirmed to me and convinced me day in, day out that this system works, that high-value visionaries just need a framework. And when you plug them into that framework, they will do the work. I believe that about you. You will put in the work. You just need the system, you need the strategy, and you need the support to get to where you want to get to. And you don't have to blink in the dark. You don't have to run helter-skelter. You are not lazy. You are not mediocre. You are not confused. You are not crazy. Your dream is not impossible. You are none of those things, because when we don't have results, we start to question who we are. But you are none of those things. You're not lazy. You're not crazy. You're not mediocre, right? You're willing to put in the work. You're smart. You have what it takes. Your vision is valid, and there's a need for the assignment God has put in your heart. So if God has said to us that this is the year of the bold visionary, that this is the year of bold beginnings, 100% I will find my 100. I'll continue to serve across multiple platforms that allow me reach hundreds of thousands, but I'm looking for my 100 that I will work closely with in this execution system and help them birth or build to the next level that divine assignment that is in your spirit, because it must thrive. That's the story. Anywhere you see Bodam for the next 1 year, just always hug her. Ask her for a favorite perfume, get it for her. Just love on her, because she's made miracles by being, a seed of a powerful vision, right? And I will get my 100. I will get my 100. The deal has even radically shifted from the framework I used with Bodam, and I'm going to be talking to you about it soon. I still love her. She's now my sister. And anytime you see her post a picture with other sisters and I'm not there, get into her DM and deliver a little bit of harassment, because that's how we roll. So before we get on into what's in VCAP for you, tell me what your age looks like. If you were to put a name to what got you on the call today, what would you call it? Some people could call it a desire for more. Some people could call it a desire for clarity. Some people could call it a readiness to launch. Some people could say a willingness to enter new markets. You see, but what brought you on the call? If you could name your own H, Bodam said she was searching for more. She was discontent, even though she had apparent success. I love it. Adedamola says, a dissatisfaction with the current. It is time to see results. You're talking to me on that one. Desire for more. Answers to questions in my heart. Good job. A need for expansion. Okay, now you're languaging it correctly for me. On the neck of the next. That has got to be my lady, because that is our language. I love it. A desire to live beyond myself. You're talking legacy, solid, to understand how to create systems for my vision. Jade, we are here for you. A readiness to birth other assignments God has committed to me beyond business and career. Solid. A desire for more and the need to get actual results. I love it. A dissatisfaction with mediocrity. Anne says this evening, I was meditating and asking myself, how can I innovate for the people I've been sent to, the underserved African child? I love it. I desire to birth my all. I'm tired of carrying so much and feeling stuck. A desire for execution, to create room for more. A feeling of being pregnant for too long. Oh gosh, I know that one. People need to hear my message. Profound. The possibility of what could be if I execute efficiently. This is powerful. My desire to move from living an ordinary life to living an impactful life. And I'm going to check out what is happening on YouTube. Take me to YouTube. I want to see what's going on there. I love it. Tony says, desperate to unlock the potential I know I have had for the longest. That's profound. Restless to be calm, a desire for clarity. There is more, a deep longing for what I'm here for. Dissatisfaction with where I am today. Dissatisfaction with mediocrity. I love it. A structured path to success. You are actually speaking to the very things that we love to do. I love it. I'm inspired to read it. I'm inspired to hear your heart, right? So that's why we built VCAP. We built VCAP for high-value visionaries who are at any of the 4 mastery levels, which is actually my evidence-based framework at any of the 4 levels, whether you are in clarify or launch or build or scale. We built VCAP for you. And we have infused into that entire execution-driven system all the pieces that you need. That's why I work with you for a year. You see, we're together from March to December, paced out nicely, but I'm in your corner the entire year, right? And if you want to come back next year for your next mastery level, 100% you'd be able to do that. But in 1 year, I want to see what you can release to the world that is going to shift your announcement, shift your authority, and shift your abundance, right? So let's look at VCAP a bit more. And I'm gradually going to be leading you on to even hear from some members of our alumni. Hear from them, meaning I want to just show you what they've done in the program. It's really remarkable. And you don't have to stress. You don't have to feel like I don't have what it takes. If you get through the application, it means you have what it takes. And we're even going to show you how to give your best to ace the application if you qualify to come in at this time. What's in VCAP for you? Let's talk about the proprietary execution blueprint. This is breathtaking. I've had someone say to me, DDK, if you charged me so thousands of dollars for the blueprint alone, I've actually recovered my investment by the blueprint alone. Alumni in the room, can we talk about the blueprint for a moment? We have now even upgraded the execution blueprints into an app. It's now tech enabled. And to give some context to our execution blueprint, Demisola, Lemuela, Tina, Mrs. Notch, Dino, Ibokun Stella. To give some context, it's like being handed a 2-year calendar that shows you every week what you're supposed to do to ensure that your vision succeeds. Just envision that. Imagine that. Imagine that. That's what the execution blueprint looks like. Imagine being handed a 2-year calendar that shows you January 1 to 8th, do these things. January 9th to 15th, do these things. Except if you want to play, VCAP will never play with you. And now it's sitting in an app that you have private access to, and you can even onboard your team members on. It's breathtaking. So you can onboard your project manager or your EA, and you actually say to them, hey, this is what we're working on. It's elegant. It's elegant. And you know how Dr. Oleg describes vision? He says vision is elegant thinking about complicated things. Now, let me take you to the next level for you. Do you know we don't have one execution blueprint? We don't even have 2 execution blueprints. It's not even 3 execution blueprints. There are 4 of them. 4 blueprints that are tailored to where you are. Because after I worked with Bodam, I worked with a different client who I wanted to drive to success. And then they weren't getting results because I was trying to get them to launch when they needed to clarify first. And that was the breakthrough moment that led me on to building a research-driven framework around mastery levels. Not everybody is on the same level, but everybody can execute. Can you put that in the chat? I feel like that's a tweetable moment. We may not be on the same level with our vision, but whatever level you're in, you can execute. I'm telling you. So we will put in your hands or get you to go through an assessment that clarifies where you are with your vision. And then we'll put in your hands the exact execution blueprint that you need for where you are. And that is something you'd find only in VCAP. Only in VCAP. You've got the Visionary Compass core curriculum. We make our boast that it's actually the most comprehensive execution-driven curriculum you would find for bold visionaries. If you want to deepen personal excellence, you want to master the art of execution, and you want to accelerate your vision this year, that curriculum is big deal. For our alumni coming back in, what we have done is we have now split the curriculum into core and electives. There are modules that you have to cover mandatorily, and there are modules that you can go on to at your own pace. 8 modules, 32 subtracks that are between 30 and 50 minutes each, dripped weekly. It's profound. People come into the core curriculum. It's profound. Ayanfe, I love it. Ayanfe is an alumnus. She's like, that curriculum is something else. There's nothing like it anywhere. No kidding. No kidding. We're the University of Vision. I'm telling you because I'm living it. And I poured out from the things I know pragmatically work and are also driven by research and evidence. It's profound. We could have been selling the curriculum alone. Visionary Compass could have just been a program and it would be so impactful still. But now we're not leaving you into a program only. We're matching the paradigm shift that happens in the program with an execution blueprint that gets you to go do the work. When the two come together, you don't only do the work, you become the person worth becoming. You step into any room, whatever industry you're called into, and you come in with a grace, you come in with a fragrance because you see you. It's profound. It's the message I teach in VCAP, the models in VCAP are actually reflective of my life's message and what I know can work for anyone, no matter your background. So we've got the Visionary Compass core curriculum, and it's right there for you. In VCAP, it's a game changer. We have expert mentors and we have IAC certified coaches. For those of our members of our alumni who are coming back in, I think this is extra special because we've transitioned from resident mentors. We're now working with accountability coaches that have been certified by the International Association of Coaching in the USA. It's really good stuff. We are partners to IAC USA. And the reason they were choice selection for me as founder at VCAP is actually because they have what we call the Global Coaching Masteries. This masteries, when I finally got certified and I was walking through the masteries, I was in awe because I felt like, oh my God, this is what has been giving me results in coaching that I did not have a name for. So they're actually masteries. They're actually scientific coaching competencies that help to deliver the bridge between goals and achievement. It's that bridge of accountability. And we now have our coaching council of certified coaches that will be working with you. We don't have the self-paced tier anymore because no visionary should go through VCAP without a coach. So we've got group coaching, exclusive coaching, executive coaching. Wherever you are, you have a coach that will handhold you, and you have DDK that will be in your corner. It's really special. And then experiential immersions. We have field trips, which now happen in first trimester. Is special. There are 3 trimesters in Visionary Compass so that you can take a break in between. But we now have our field trip in first trimester, and it's really special. Shall I also say to you, especially for our alumni, that Clarify Execution Blueprint is now mandatory in the first trimester for every single visionary. It's now mandatory, right? And for those who come in to clarify, we give them 90 days to get clear, and we move them into the launch phase. At the minimum, when you're leaving VCAP, you must be leaving at the launch phase. But every single visionary in VCAP now goes through the clarify phase because it's too good. It's too good. Even if you're at the level of scaling your vision, you must still clarify you. You must still clarify your vision. You must still clarify your industry. You must still clarify your strengths. You see, you must still clarify the kind of team that you need to work with, whether as co-founders or a co-founder, investors, whatever you want to do. Right? Olubumi, excellent question. And I'm floating it as a balloon because I'm still going to come back to be able to treat the question when we come to, the question segment very soon. But it's beautiful to mention that we all clarify in 90 days and we get moving, because I'm not even permitting you to spend the year saying, I'm getting clear, I'm getting clear. There's a dimension of clarity that comes from doing, and that's what we want for you. But everybody goes through the Clarify Blueprint in the first trimester. So for experiential immersions, this is really special. We've got the field trip in there. Guess what? Let me bring the good news to you. For those on the executive coaching tier, and I say a question about the coaching tiers, so I'm going to break it down when we come to questions very soon. But if you're on the executive coaching tier, which you should get on because it has the added bonus of one-on-one sessions with me, we will be going away on a very impactful senior leadership retreat to an international business school in Africa, where they are co-creating and co-delivering a senior leadership intensive for us. And you get a certificate at the end of it. It's special. And then we see that CT as well, and generally just have a very good time. That's also something special for the alumni who are coming on board. right? You get a chance to go away with us to an African country, and we experience, and we're keeping that under wraps for a few more days before we unpack it for you. But we've got an international business school on the continent that is partnered with us, and we're working with a robust curriculum that covers a number of key competencies for a senior executive or a C-suite leader. So we've got that coming. We've got internships that are now optional, but if you would love to go on an internship, we will set you up, provide you the introductions, and help you get into the organization of choice. On field trips, I would love to mention that we actually have what we call service tracks, meaning those who are in business will go to a different field trip, go to an institution, meet with a leading entrepreneur. Those who are career professionals will go to a different field trip, really cool. Those in ministry or faith-based work will go to a different field trip. Those in nonprofit social impact have theirs, and those in public policy and governance have theirs as well. I think it's fascinating stuff. It's fascinating. Of course, what is priceless about VCAP is the caliber of people you meet. And guess what? Sometimes that's all that visionaries pay for in the networks that they come into. I'm telling you, that's what they pay for. It's the caliber of people you meet. So for our alumni coming back, it's double special. You have access to your existing alumni network, right? That has got class of 2021 and class of 2022. And then you connect with these fresh visionaries who are blazing. It's the caliber of men and women, because men are coming this time, that you connect with. It just shifts the game. And that's one of the perks of my own job. Across my masterminds, across VCAP, I have quality relationships because of the caliber of visionaries that we actually put in the room. Some of them have gone to co-create businesses, partner on projects, speak on one another's platforms, volunteered, interned, invested in. It created connections, consulted for. VCAP just creates your own ecosystem of people that will win with you in the course of this decade. So if you're like, I'm not very outgoing, DDK, I don't have a lot of friends, get into VCAP and we sort that. Can I let you know that if you are on the exclusive or the executive tier, you actually get Dr. Oleg Konovalov's Visionary Leadership Coaching Certification for free. It currently goes for $4,000, but you will access it for free as a perk of being in VCAP. Now, that's ProMax on the level of ProMax. Another reason for the alumni to step back in, you actually have it for free. We've paid for you. We've covered your seat. All you have to do is jump into VCAP, and you actually have this Visionary Leadership Coaching Certification for free. To give you context, I met Dr. Oleg is my coach, and I met my second business coach, Rhett Power, in Dr. Oleg's coaching certification, to give you a sense of what I'm talking about. It's unbelievable. That's where I met Rhett Power, who is now my coach, one of the most iconic entrepreneurship coaches in the world, who was keynote speaker at Visionary Leadership Conference last year. That's where we met. And that's where I've met a number of other senior leaders. I'm in Houston in April, and one of the organizations that I have to stop by, because I'm getting into executive coaching with them in tens of thousands of dollars. I met that person at the leadership coaching certification. Do you catch this? So you have to curate your future with intention. If you look at the pricing, you should be immediately able to see that it doesn't even cover it. I'm telling you, I'm fulfilling my assignment and I'm not letting money hold me back, would you do the same? Check out each of the tiers. We're basically trying to cover our bases to take you over, into that international business school and to give you an experience, a 5-star experience in a resort. Check out what the pricing is for that program. It's unbelievable. I'm refusing that money will be my motivation. Make sure that it's not for you. Except if you've heard me and it's clear to you, this is not what I need to unlock my next level. That's fine. But if it's clear to you that this is what you need, the question becomes, how quickly can we start? I'm telling you. So you get into VCAP and we sign you in trimester 3 for the Visionary Leadership Coaching Certification. Why am I doing this? Because it's clear to me now that when people begin to execute, listen carefully, they come into new levels of authority, that they need a different level of thinking and leadership to sustain. It's clear to me. The moment you start executing, you start getting a result. When you start getting results, you start getting the attention of quality leaders, and you want to play at a level of leadership yourself. Also, when you start executing, you begin to build a more powerful team. They gravitate toward you. And when they come to you, you want to make sure that what drew them in by your results, they are now able to be kept by your leadership. People get fascinated by your result, but they are going to be sustained by your leadership. And that's why we said it becomes important that we add the coaching certification. And it's number 2 on the global gurus list of the world's top leadership development programs. I'm telling you, it's still opening doors for me. So it's also an endorsement that is really, really powerful. It's really powerful. I'm going to close out very soon, so we talk about your applications and we answer your questions. But the journey started with Godam. Today, it has extended to over 70 members of the alumni across 2 classes. And these are just some of them. And if you look closely, I promise you, you would see an epic visionary you admire doing brilliant work. It's a star-studded cast that we actually have within VCAP. No matter how off social media you are, no matter how disconnected you are, no matter the industry you're in, you're going to look at this snapshot of just a few members of the alumni, right? Not a few, but some of them, because they're over 70, and this is not all, right? And you will see someone you see a leading female leader or leading voice, an industry leader, a thought leader, someone doing something remarkable that you are proud of. And that is the alumni community you come into. But very importantly, they have used VCAP to strengthen their ability to get to the next level. And that was VCAP when I didn't even have the vision that I have now for VCAP. In the last 1 year, the vision has even further elevated, because that's the life of a visionary. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. The current VCAP, we playfully call it VCAP Pro Max because it's so good. VCAP works. Look at Yagazi. She says a lot of things she said, but just a snippet to get you thinking about what could happen. She says, since working with DDK and using some of the strategies she shared with me, I was able to relaunch my profitable photography business program with a lot more students coming on board. She has shown me how to thrive through systems, connect with different people, and become aware of my limitless potential. I promise you, this is actually one of the most powerful parts of VCAP. You see yourself differently. And you will never know how door opening a solid identity is until you enter into your next level of envisioning yourself as limitless. VCAP does that for you. So when I saw this, I thought 100% it's the thing we do. Yes and yes. Beyond your revenue, your business transformation, your operational efficiency, your ability to launch, your ability to language your brand stronger, the people you connect with, the handholding from coaches, a solid identity of your limitless potential. It's opening doors for me. I have such self-efficacy that people commit huge projects to my hands. Even when in my heart, I'm like, how would these things be? I always remember that I'm the woman for the job and everything is figure outable. Brilliance is expandable. I can do it and I always do it. And that's what will make us bold to be able to unlock possibilities this very year. Look at Bumi Odua. She says, from a personal waiting journey to launching the Waiting Gracefully program, VCAP helped her see how she was the right woman for the job. Look at that. We just said that. I didn't even know this was coming. By showing her the gold in her own personal waiting journey for marriage. She also moved from no structure and a business running on autopilot to putting systems and structures in place for sustainability. That is so good. That is so good. That is so good. Look at Abisade Adenubi, a leader in the fashion industry. She said, we share her story here. Towards the end of trimester 2, Abisade was able to start building operational efficiencies and streamlined processes for her business. She was awarded a grant to support her business's new product line, and she also received an invitation to attend a fully paid TED conference in Vancouver, amongst other wins. And I could go on and on and on. Ugochi, dearly beloved to me, my time at VCAP class of 2021 empowered me to redesign my vision into 2 strong operations. This always has me. People come into VCAP and they sometimes see multiple streams with just one vision, or they come into VCAP with one dream and they go out with another. It's powerful, right? With the Safety Chick Limited, I got into an accelerator currently equipping the organization for investment. I also got a federal neuropsychiatric hospital board on one of the foundation's programs. And Bodam, my Bodam is here. She says, I joined the Visionary Compass Accelerator program with a widespread focus across multiple arms of my vision. However, I went through the program. As I went through the program, I decided to focus on the Esther curriculum, which was meant to be a simple grooming, hospitality, and etiquette program for leading ladies. VCAP helped me restructure my services, define my ideal customer for each service, and the customer experience journey for each service. And she talked about going live with the Esther curriculum. It's actually become something bigger. And I could stay here an entire day. It's become the refined woman, the refined lady movement. It's become so much more bigger because the moment you have the template for execution, you keep evolving. The vision continues to evolve. You see this, it's profound. The vision continues to grow and get bigger. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, today is that kind of day for me where I feel an intersection between your desire and my desire. I have an assignment. April this year, I turn 40. I have a pressing, urgent assignment to actually work with 100 bold visionaries. If there are 100 visionaries who go out there across the nations of the earth and across the continent to build out the sphere of influence they are sent to, we are going to gradually be setting ourselves up to have an ecosystem of the continent's most powerful young people. In 3 to 5 years, I want to have the most powerful young leaders across all industries on speed dial, and I want them to be members of the Visionary Compass Alumni Network. That's my desire. And this year, we know it's the year for bold beginnings. It's the year for pressing beyond the odds. It's the year for, outgrowing our excuses. It's the year for releasing the greatness that we carry. It's the year for birthing the burden and the pregnancy you had for years. It's the year for becoming an institution so that you can stop working in your business and start working on it. It's the year for announcement, you see, and shifting your brand to the next level. We know it's that kind of year. And that's why I am keen and passionate to build with 100 bold visionaries. And my desire is that if VCAP is what you need, then I will become for you who you need. And if birthing your vision is keen in your heart at this time, or continuing your journey with us looks like the answer you're seeking, right? And I'm happy to answer more questions before we leave today. 100%, I want to do that with you because it's an assignment on my side to see you thrive and to see you birth what you carry. And what I will do today, what I will give heartily today, when you come into VCAP, I'm going to show you in a moment. But the question that I have at this time is, do you resonate with the desire to birth and build the vision? Is that where you are, or do you feel like you are still much more at a place where you want to focus on maybe personal development? Because that's what we do in Immerse. It's our thing. But give me a yes if you resonate with 2024 being your year of actually birthing your vision or building it or taking it to the next level. If it's a yes for you, you connect, you resonate. Because that's where I am. So it's a yes on your side. I'm going to go to YouTube. Keep giving it to me on Zoom. I want to see what my visionaries are saying on YouTube. It's a yes. I love it. It's a yes. It resonates. Someone even says today is the day of the Lord. I love it. I love it. It's a yes for you. Solid. It's a yes for you. I love it. You resonate. It's a yes. I say yes to that invitation. Excellent. Excellent. It's exactly where I am. And don't forget, I'm a visionary myself working on my own assignments that I believe will be the game changer in the course of this decade. I can see it, and I can see the nations coming to that light. The next question that I have for you is, do you see your vision opening doors that you don't currently have access to? Do you see your vision, if you executed it this year or you took it to the next level this year, do you see it opening doors that you don't have access to right now? Because I see that for me. By the way, my vision of 2023 is what has opened those doors. To be able to be with Blinken, to be able to get on a roundtable in Washington, to be at the coaching tour, to get into executive coaching for this multinational in the US. It's a vision from last year. You see it clearly. You see opening doors you don't currently have access to. You see it. I have one more question, right? It resonates. You want to birth. You see it opening doors that you don't currently have access to. My next question to you would be, do you believe that VCAP can be your quality partner in execution? And are you willing to place value on the value we've placed on you? Do you believe we can be your partner? Because I'm in the room with high value visionaries, leading men and women, right? From where you stand, we've been in the conversation together, and it's a decision you're ultimately going to have to make. Do you believe indeed that we could do this with you? If we've done it with women like you, visionaries like you, do you see us being a partner for you? You see it. Thank you. Beyond what your ultimate decision will be, these things you're saying are helpful because they deepen our own conviction for the work that we will be doing. So you see us as a partner. and you're willing to place value on the value we've placed on you. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. You can place premium value. I love how Comfort is describing it. I love how she's describing it. I'm going to ask you a final question at this time. I love asking questions, and I'm thankful for the commitment you've made to your own vision, spending these moments with me. My final question to you at this time is actually that, are you aware that you would always have resources for what you prefer? Because wealth is spiritual. Do you know that? That you'd always have resources for what you prefer, what you prioritize. Do you see this? And it's actually spiritual and scriptural way before it became something in the new age, in the whole manifestation a mantra, right? It's actually spiritual. Yes, you would always have resources. You would always have resources for what you prefer and prioritize. We had Bisola Kuku, the valedictorian for class of 2021, liquidate an investment, right? We had visionaries who actually reached out to the organizations to say, could you pay me upfront for this period? I'm getting into this professional development that will shift my ability to create value even within the organization. There are multiple ways. There are those who stepped into their investment, who stepped into their savings. And then there are those who said, look, DDK, I don't know where to find the lump sum, but I can get that monthly installment. I can do that. I can surely do that. And they reorganize their financial priorities to be able to make a worthy investment in themselves, right? Because you are the highest asset as far as your vision is concerned. So today, this is what VCAP looks like. There are actually even more offers that sit on the website when you get there. But at the minimum, these are significant features that and services that we will deliver to you when you come into VCAP. At group coaching, you'd have 3-year access to the core VCAP curriculum. You'd have access to the proprietary execution blueprint I discussed with you. You'd have access to an ISC USA certified coach that will provide group coaching to you and other visionaries within your lab. You would have full access to our expert mentorship masterclasses across marketing, branding, financial management, building institutions, executing your goals, etc. You would join me in deep dive coaching calls regularly through the year. You'd have access to our live coaching conference and awards, plus the graduation celebrations. At the end, it will be discounted, but you pay for this separately. You'd be able to have access to our expert mentors across industries. We'll make the introductions as we see that you need these services. There are even more things on the offer for you, but these are key features to expect and you will experience. You join the field trips to industry-leading institutions and you spend time with these leaders. The exclusive coaching offer, which is what a lot of people are going for, you'd be able to have access to VCAP. That's actually inaccurate. It's lifetime access at the executive coaching, and you find it that way on our website. In addition, I have an old, I can't do it that way. I need to take you right to where it is. I have this previous one that is not updated. So let me take you to exactly what we have on the website, and it can become a guide for how you make that decision. Okay? And I'm going to make you an offer that I believe is worthy of the commitments that you've made today. By the way, if you have not checked out our website, you should, because there's a whole story there for you. There's a whole journey that will inspire you about how I have moved over the years. The story I couldn't tell you in full is right there on the website. So here we are on the website, and this is what the offer looks like on VCAP as at today. The group coaching access at 3.5, and these are some of the things you find there: your core curriculum, the mastery level assessment, the execution blueprint, your accountability coach, the mentorship masterclasses, the field trips, and the coaching calls you get into with me. If you come into the exclusive coaching, which is where we found a number of people, but I'm looking for, my 20 visionaries who will come into the executive with me, because that's the total number that I can take working one-on-one with you. But at exclusive coaching, we add on the access to Dr. Oleg Konovalov's coaching certification when you come on board. And then you have full access to the live coaching conference, the awards, and the graduation celebrations. What you must also know is that at exclusive coaching, you actually have an exclusive access to you have private one-on-one coaching access to a certified accountability coach, and you can actually onboard one team member to join you on the execution blueprint. If you come into executive coaching, we snap up a good offer for you to join us at the Executive Leadership Immersion and Coaching Retreat, which is delivered in partnership with an international business school. And you would also be able to experience a tour of their facility and have some good fun at an exotic resort in Africa. We'll give you priority access to the expert mentors, and you work one-on-one with me, right? So that's what we've got available to you. But in addition to that, here is where I am taking you because you joined me today. If you go ahead and make your application anytime between tonight, tomorrow morning, until 11:59 p.m. WAT on Valentine's Day, you're going to have everything on whatever coaching tier that you choose. I'll give you 10% off your fees if you get admitted into the program because you have to apply. That's why you need to hear from Mrs. Notch on how to ace your application. You have to apply and get in. And we've got a very stringent jury system that consists of multiple jurors, right? I'll also give you access to the Unbundling the Decade program for free. If you apply between today and Valentine's Day, everything on whatever coaching tier you choose, you would have it. I'll give you 10% off your fees. You've stayed here with me. You've demonstrated that you are my kind of visionary, and I want to serve you at the highest level. I'll give you 10% off your fees. After you get admitted is when you'll be able to pay. When you come to the point of paying, I'll give you 10% off your fees, whichever tier you choose, right? I'll give you Unbundling the Decade, which is typically separately paid for and is one of my highest tier programs. It's unbelievable. Now, if you pay in full as an exclusive or executive client, you will join me we'll confirm the dates, but in March in the city of Lagos, but would live stream it to wherever you are as well, in a VIP closed door execution group coaching call. We'll sit together, and what I want to do for those of you in exclusive and executive who are able to pay in full at once is before you even get into VCAP, I'm going to give you an advanced execution guide. So you tell me what you want to work on or what you are working on, and I will already say to you instantly 3 things you can do in a month that can shift the gears for you. And that's how we'll spend the day. We'll take each of you and I will unpack answers for you. I'm not teaching you, I'll be coaching you specifically to what you want to launch, what you want to build, or what you want to scale. Okay? That's what I have as my gifts for you. The things that I offer are quite unbelievable that one of my coaches has said to me, I do not yet have a profitable model. That's what he thinks. He says, this doesn't make sense. Where are you going to earn from with your pricing and the things that you make available, the offers that you give? But remember, just like you are on assignment, I am on assignment. And I'll be working with 100 visionaries. It's filling out very quickly. I'm excited about it. Because we want to deliver highest value, we won't take more than 100, which also impacts on how our visionaries are able to get premium attention in the program. It's not a Facebook group. It's a distraction-free, high-tier community for visionaries. We want results. If we get results, we will attain the wealth, right? So it's not jam-packed. It can't be more than 100, and it's filling out already. So I'm hopeful that, those who resonate and who believe that this is what they want to do at this time, will take the plunge. Of course, you need a guide for ensuring that your application works. I had visionaries last year, 2 years ago, who would come back and really beg and say, DDK, please, I didn't meet the cutoff mark. I got a rejection letter. What can you do? Let me take off my screen share so you can see my pretty face. There's nothing I can do. Do you get? Like, it's that kind of, I am actually, Oluwaseun, you better be putting it in the chats. Our program administrator will guide you more. There's nothing I can do. If your scores come back and you don't look like us, and sometimes it's not because you are not one of us, it's because you didn't sound like it. So what we often hear is that, DDK, people say to me, I finished my application and I respect myself more, right? And maybe we might be able to jump on an IG Live early next week with Bodam, with Bralade, and your fair, Bisola. Those are some of our visionaries who actually, when their application landed, we were just like, just come, we're waiting for you already. The degree of clarity, the degree of excellence. I'm not on the jury. Exactly. I don't even score these applications. But we have tips for you today that can help. We'll run through that very shortly. And then I'll take a few questions. I want you to start to put your questions in the chats, because beyond the answer I'll give tonight, I'll also be doing you an email. Okay? I'm sending you an email where I'm clarifying for you all of the questions, and we'll also be sharing the link for our FAQs, so that you get all the answers that you require. I thank you so much. I'm proud of you. I can't wait to serve you. I know you are one of my 100, and we're going to do breathtaking things and create breakthroughs together that honor God, that serve humanity, and that shift you into a new level of announcement, authority, and abundance. I put you back in the hands of Mrs. Notch. You want to know how to ace your application so that you're not sending me back-end emails because I won't be able to help. Thank you so kindly.
Gosh, thank you, DDK. This was amazing, or this has been completely amazing. I see people smiling. People are just grinning from end to end. They're so happy. They're all prepped up. They're toasted up. I'm one of the 100. We're feeling like the 300 army from Sparta and all that. 100 visionary army. Okay. After all said and done, you need to know exactly how to ace your VCAP application. And there are key things that you need to know. I'm going to share my screen now and just take us through a quick rundown on how to fill out a winning VCAP application. We want to show you exactly how to ace your application, so you will know with exactitude how to get in. Even when you're ready, you have the resources, you have the motivation, you're willing to put in the work. You are interested in becoming a part of the 100 that DDK is looking for in her army of visionaries this year. You need to make sure that you fill out a solid application, Please note that DDK is not on the jury. She is not on the jury. She is the CEO of the jury. She has no input into your application whatsoever. Please don't send her DMs. Don't say DDK knows you. DDK is not speaking to the jury about any application. So your high value-ness has to shine through in your application. When you go to myvisionarycompass.com, which is where I am now, I believe you can see my screen, you go to apply. And then you scroll and you select which coaching tier you want to belong to. So do you want the group coaching, the exclusive, or the executive, based on the features that are written there and all the CEO has explained? Let's say you want to do the exclusive coaching, for example. You're going to scroll to the bottom of that column and you will click Apply Now. When you click Apply Now, it takes you to this beautiful form. I must tell you that the VCAP application is one of the most pleasurable applications you will ever feel. Apart from the fact that it is visionarily stimulated, you get a high degree of clarity from the creative process of filling out this application. And it makes it easy. There are some application forms that you look at and everything is all piled up and you're like, oh, what is this? And you just burn out and you leave. No, look at the way it's designed. Just look at the welcome message. All you have to do is read this, fill out all the columns here and go to continue. Can you see how it just received it? It just sucked in my response. I don't have to be moving things around and stressing my fingers in addition to stressing my mind. Do you see? So you go to this section, you fill out your personal information. It's going to ask you for your first name. Let's say my name is Mrs. Notch. So I'll just say Mrs. Notch. And then, okay, it just sucks it in. It asks you for your last name. Okay, my last name is Notch. Your gender, you put in your gender. It sucks it in, asks for your email. Let's say abc at gmail.com. I'm just filling this for the purpose of showing you to a solid, to a reasonable extent. Can you see the flow? Oh, my email is not correct, so it's not accepting. So our form is smart. You can't, it's error proof.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you say, okay, country of residence, I live in Canada. Okay. And then you have to answer questions here. Please note that the rule of thumb for any application, even if it's not VCAP, whenever you are asked questions that are beyond your basic data, your name, your gender, your sex, where you live, know that you are being assessed. You are being judged. Just know that. So now we're getting to the point where we can't just be filling abc at gmail.com. The next question is, what are your 2024 goals for your visionary assignment, projects, or big ideas? First of all, you have a 250-word limit. So do not write a book. You're not publishing your book, right? Now, this is the point where I'd like to share this tip with you. We are now getting to the point of the application where we can no longer fill it with on autopilot. You now require thinking time. So please take a screenshot of this question or copy this and put it to a platform where you can think. You can take it to Microsoft Word. You can write it on your Remarkable. You can write it down in your journal. Take it to a place where you are now able to think, articulate your thoughts, correct your spellings, check that it is well done, and then you can now copy your solid answer, that is 250 words, and put it back here for us before you say, okay. I just wanted to show us up until this point so that we know that acing your application requires thinking time. Please think through your application. We have an entire jury. They are not small fries at all. They're going to go through your application with great scrutiny and a solid grading system. So you want to put together an application that wins. Your visionary excellence cannot shine through if you can't tell your story yourself. When you look at our website on myvisionarycompass.com, DDK tells her story. Today, she has told us the story of how she started VCAP and why. So you got to be able to tell us what your visionary goals are. And please make sure that your visionary goals should tie with what it is that you have a track record for. So don't just write us your 2024 goals that are like New Year resolutions. We don't need to know that you want to lose 25 kg by the end of Q1. That's not part of your visionary journey. Please give us the goals that relate to your vision. The next thing that you need to do to ace your VCAP application is to have a solid resume. Please don't send us the resume. When you go further in the form, because of time, I didn't want to go through it all. There's a place where you're going to upload your resume. First of all, after uploading, can you please click again to make sure that you are not uploading the wrong thing? Don't send us your children's pictures, the picture of your dog, and all of those lovely things, the award you won. Meanwhile, you didn't know that it was not your resume. So double check and put together your resume with relevant information. We want to see your visionary experience, not only your professional experience. We want to see your volunteer experience and everything you've done so far. If you sit down and you do your CV or your resume very well, it will be easy to answer the following questions that you will see on the form. Also, make sure that you give us your bold vision, your bold goals. Those are the kind of goals that are important. And then finally, take the assessment, the visionary path assessment. Don't assume. We've had some visionaries who assumed that they were at the seeing stage. Meanwhile, they had moved to the serving stage. The visionary path assessment is still free. Please take it and make sure that you accurately diagnose the level where you're at in your vision, and you put that in for us, because that actually affects your results in your application. So make sure that you are well positioned and you are well placed. Put all your relevant information in your application. Don't be too humble to tell your story. Don't be too shy to tell us how far you have gone. And I'm going to bring up the subject matter expert on this. I have with us here today, Dr. Oluwaseun Nilton. She's the program administrator for VCAP, and she's going to tell us what the jury wants to see. We're aware that there's a jury. So please, ma'am, you're very much welcome. It's lovely to see you. I don't know how to say welcome in German, sorry. So please tell us, what would the jury like to see in a solid ACE and winning VCAP application?
Thank you so much, everyone. And I think in German, it's welcoming, so it's not so far from English.
Welcoming.
So it's like my heart is even burning just listening for the past like 2 hours that we've been here, or more than 2 hours. So just also a disclaimer, I'm not the jury. I'm just so I'm not a juror. I just oversee what they're doing. So what is the jury looking for? I'll break it down in about four steps. First is your why. Why are you coming into VCAP? What's that itch that is burning in your heart? Like DDK has walked us through. Where are you? And it doesn't matter. Like we already know, we are in different stages of our mastery level. We are in clarify or build or launch or scale. So what is burning? If you're just starting out, you're sensing something burning, please say it out, write it out in maximum of 250 words. But what is that? Why do you think VCAP is the answer? We are the answer, but we also want to know why you think VCAP is the answer for you. What is it? You might already have a 10-year career, 15-year career, but you're starting out something. We just want to know your why. Why exactly are you coming into VCAP? That's the first one. The second thing is your past. What have you done? Where are you coming from? Where have you been? You know, they say that you want to leave things on the sands of time. You want to know what your own sand of time is. What are the things you've done previously? What's the body of work? We don't want, I want to leave my purpose for God, just like one line statement. We all want to live our purpose for God. Everything we are doing on earth is to live that one purpose, but we want it in clear terms. What have you done? Where are you coming from? And the next thing we are looking for is your now. What are you thinking? Where are you currently in your life? What do you see VCAP is going to do for you? Where do you see VCAP is going to help you in? We want to know that you're credible. So we are going to be asking for the links to your visions, the link to your profile, your Instagram. If you have a website, please put it there. If you have an Instagram profile of your vision, for people that are entrepreneurs, put it there. For career professionals, you might not have all those, but you should have LinkedIn that is dated for years. Not that you open it in March of 2024 or February of 2024. We want to see that your LinkedIn, we want to see proof of work on just that trail that you've put down. And we want to know the future. We are Africa-centric, like we said. We want to build Africa by building its visionaries. So we want to know, where does your vision fit in the ecosystem of Africa? What is that big thing in your industry? Or where is that even that one part that you're thinking? But we want to know that your vision, we want to know that you're aware of what your industry is, where your industry is playing in Africa. If you say you're in tech, and we want to know what is tech doing in the grand scheme of things in Africa. If you're in fashion, what is fashion doing in the grand scheme of Africa? If you're in ministry, if you're in social impact, if you're in public service or government, we are not local Igotedo somewhere. I'm sorry about that. If you are from Igotedo, I apologize for that. But we are seeing beyond. We want you to see beyond, and that's it. We want you to see beyond where your vision is. We want you to place your vision in the grand scheme of things, Africa. And in summary, we're looking for 3 things as a whole: clarity of vision. Please don't be shy about it. Like we said, go bold. What have you done? Say it clearly in clear terms. We want to be sure that you're credible. You don't want to say all these things that I've done, I'm this, I'm that, and we don't have anywhere we can trace you. Where can we find you? We don't want to be looking like, and please just proof check, ensure that if you are putting .com, it's .com. You are putting all your names, like there's no error, so that the jury can click on the links that you're providing and it's not say, sorry, error message. We want to prove that you're credible. We want to show that you're authentic. Please write your heart out. And like we said, it's not something you can feel in one sitting, actually, or one day. You will have to sit down, go through it, come back and think. Please put your best foot forward. The jury will not see that you wanted to write this. They would actually assess you on what you have written, and it's what you have written that is going to count. So I hope with these few points of ours, you've been able to, don't put one liner, please. Put a solid application. Just put your best foot forward, and we can't wait to welcome you into the VCAP class of 2024. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Newton. You've heard it from our program administrator. Put an application forward that is worthy of the person you're about to become, right? Application must be credible, it must be clear, it must contain the information on what you want to do. We cannot extract your vision from your mind. You have to write it down and we see it, and your application should have integrity. We're looking forward to seeing your applications. Please send it in. Thank you very much.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. While Dr. Newton was speaking, I sort of got the sense that it could feel like it was just for people who have done a lot with their work. There'll be those who are coming in to work on a vision, right? So I feel like the level of audacity you need is a bit different, because you haven't done it, but it's in your heart, you see. So you have to go bold. You have to write bold to say, this is what I see. Paint a picture of the future you see and the solution you're desiring to create. Something else to also note when you're working on the application, you could have many things going on in your life, but when you're working on the application, keep in mind a particular vision. So let's say I want to come into VCAP, I have Ideation Hub, I have Immerse, I'm a person in ministry. But what I want to launch out with, let's say I want to launch out with executive coaching for multinationals, which is actually correct. If I was coming into VCAP with that, then the entire application will be zooming into providing leadership coaching for C-suite executives within, multinationals across the continent or across the global economy. So I will be zooming into that part of who I am. And that is how you also feel your mastery level. You could have achieved great results and gotten to build or scale with some assignments, and then you still find that you are in clarify or launch with a particular assignment. So come into VCAP with a particular assignment in your heart, but VCAP will still help you with even the others. But that's how you should zoom in when filling the application. Write clearly, write boldly, and expect the best. A lot of people have received rejection letters, but a lot of people have also been, admitted into the program or have proceeded into the second stage. There are 2 stages. And the moment you get into the second stage, I feel like you would succeed if you're already in the second stage. Dr. Newton, am I correct? If you get into second stage, what happens at that level?
I think we are revamping it now. So it's just even one, we are making it easy on the visionaries. You don't want to.
Okay. So
Not
if
for you.
with that application, you get in. If you get in, you get in.
Get in.
Right. Nice. Okay. Solid. I'm excited. For those of you who are who are 1 out of my 100 today, make sure that right after this call, you just take a moment to actually take it in. Write in your journal that you're getting into that program and what you expect. Well, those are the kind of things I do, and they've been helpful. Stay your faith, and would stay in touch with you through the journey to really help you settle in well, get onboarded. But make sure you put your best foot forward as far as the application is concerned. Okay, we're going to take some questions before we go tonight. We'll still be in touch by email as well, just to ensure that you actually come get all the insight that you require. Is it better to focus on just one vision and expression to birth all through VCAP, or one can do multiple at the same time? Okay, I hadn't even seen this question when I was speaking to how best to come into VCAP. It's better to come with a definitive vision. Guess what? The moment you enter into VCAP and you start to interact with the core curriculum, and you're speaking to expert mentors, and you are working on, your execution, that same framework is likely to be helpful to guide you on succeeding with other assignments that you have. But what we encourage and what will give you the best results is to come in with a specific assignment that you want to focus on while at VCAP. It's a whole year with us, almost a year, 40 weeks, where 40 weeks just like your birth, but you have breaks. In case you heard a year and you're like, what are we going to be doing? You have breaks, in between, that help you just also chill. But yes, come in with a particular vision into the program. Do we combine VCAP with regular? I love it. So if NDB hears you calling immerse regular, she's not going to find it funny, but I catch it. Do we combine VCAP with regular immerse inner circle programs? We recommend no. If you have an annual subscription, because they belong to the same, because they are both subsidiaries of the same headquarters, we're able to work out a subscription pause for you, right? But what we find some visionaries do is they stay in VCAP and then continue to drop by without actively engaging in the mastermind, but they're still reaching out to their friends, getting into DMs on the app, engaging at that level, taking some courses. But what we encourage is that you do a pause on your Immerse Inner Circle program if you want to get into VCAP. VCAP is sufficiently immersive and intense for you to sort of zoom into it with focus. How many sets can alumni members join after their first cohort? That is such a beautiful question. It depends on where you are. If you have gone through launch, you have between 2 and 5 sets. And let me explain what I mean. If you've gone through launch, there is build and scale. So you can come back into build, but you could be on build and multiple spectrums. And by the way, in 2024, we're actually expanding build and scale. You could be in the build mastery level for more than a year. People came into VCAP, started on build, and they did not complete the execution blueprint. Do you see this? So you could be on building your institution for the next 3 years, and you can come the first year, continue the journey. But at the minimum, you can at least move to your next mastery level, you see, or come back into your mastery level and continue your execution process there. The blueprint could be covered in a year or more. And we're even expanding the blueprints for build and scale sometime later in 2024. Okay, so I hope those answers were helpful. Please, what are the modes of payment? Is there a payment link? How much is it in Naira? Excellent question. You cannot pay for VCAP except you are admitted into VCAP. So all you can do is apply. From the moment that you are admitted, you get an admission letter, which is always very exciting for our visionaries. And then you will get all the administrative details around what to do next. Okay. Remember that if you apply between now and Wednesday, if we receive your application by 11:59 p.m. WAT on Valentine's Day, you have a 10% discount, meaning there will be a 10% discount coupon that will be added to the information you receive when your admission comes through, likely by the end of the week, if you apply by Wednesday. So you can pay, but there are links to pay in dollars, to pay in Naira, to pay at once, to pay instrumentally every month. It's really good with the fact that the pricing is so decent. So yes, I see that question has been answered. A question from YouTube. I signed up for Future Forward Female just a few weeks ago. How do the programs differ? Excellent question. This is how we say it. Immerse Inner Circle grows your personal transformation. FFF Mastermind grows your leadership transformation. If you want to show up as a female leader in your industry and you want to, succeed with managing teams, transitioning in your career step by step, building your brand, getting it stronger. And then VCAP helps you with your visionary transformation, which is just for the jugular. Execute on your mandate, execute your assignment. Each of the other programs or each of the other coaching solutions support your path to execution, but none does it like VCAP. So think about the journey graduated like that, from Immerse to Future Forward Female Mastermind to Visionary Compass Accelerator program. So if you heard me today and you feel like, I think I need visionary transformation more than leadership transformation, I feel like I'm a really powerful leader. I know my leadership personality and compass. I already have a strong team and I'm showing up excellently in my career or as a business leader. I just have a project, an initiative, a significant assignment that must go live this year, that must shift this year. I want to take things to the next level, then come into VCAP. And if that's you, you may want to pause on your mastermind or seek a refund. We're happy to provide that, once you get into VCAP. But we will wait for your admission to pull through, and then we will make a refund to you so that you actually focus on VCAP. That's what we'll do for you. What if your vision is not related to your profession or more of social impact? That is even why you need VCAP more. You are our guy, like 100%. There are people who come, they belong to banking and they have a whole different vision for out of school children. That is the more reason that you should actually be here. Absolutely. How are coaches matched to participants? Wow. I already won dinner in the program because she's asking these really powerful questions that I love. Okay. Coaches are, first of all, we talk about coaches segmented according to mastery. Personal mastery, not execution mastery, or coaching mastery, not execution mastery. So our accountability coaches within the coaching council are segmented based on their coaching excellence. and the coaching excellence speaks to your years of experience, the success stories you've been able to create, how many clients you've worked with, how long you have worked with us as Immerse Coaching Company, what we understand with your personality, the certifications you have, and even your scoring point within the ISC certification. So all of those things are around coaching excellence. We segment coaches. So we have top tier coaches that are like senior coaches, and we have coaches that, are next in rank, but all our coaches are actually very excellent. Thank you so much. I see that the Naira equivalents have been provided for our visionaries by NDB. Thank you. So we look at coaching excellence, and we work with the cream de la cream. They are good. All of them are solid. So there's that on one side. And very importantly, our coaches are also, they're grouped according to execution mastery levels, which is also connected to even the level of execution they've achieved in their own vision, right? So we have coaches that are, that are matched to the Clarify mastery level. We have coaches that are matched to the Launch mastery level, coaches that are matched to the Build mastery level. If a coach is in Clarify, they have exceeded Clarify. If a coach is in Launch, they have launched and they've exceeded it. If a coach is in Build, they understand the building of institutions. If a coach is matched to a visionary in Scale, they have themselves scaled a vision, and they have the coaching excellence to help you do the same. But the most important thing about accountability coaching is not even that a person has been where you are. It is that they have a dexterity to use the tools that get you where they want you to go by holding you accountable to the commitments you've made. And then ultimately, we also look at each of our visionaries, their background, their journey, their goals, and we think about the personalities of coaches in the way that it also enriches their connection with the visionaries they'll be working with. So there's a whole science in there, and there's a strong performance monitoring system where they are graded against. So they have to get their visionaries to deliver. And they do have the experience at doing that. It looks to me like, how do visionaries abroad participate in the field trip? That's a great question. In the last two classes, what had happened was we go in person on site across the country, but our visionaries in other locations stream in on Zoom. So we record the sessions as it's going on live, and they stream in as we move from place to place. They see what's happening. They ask their questions. But this year, 2024, we are looking to operate in-person experiences within regions if we have sufficient number in that region. So that is a possibility. Arms crossed. I can't make too many big promises yet, but if we have a sufficient number in a particular region beyond the country of base for most of our team members, which is Nigeria, we will be able to still even execute an in-person version. But what you must know is that we usually have more visionaries in other countries than Nigeria within VCAP. So, you are able to join from your time zone, and because a lot of things are completely virtual, you are able to move toward results without being hindered by time. So thank you. So thank you kindly. Is there scholarship offer for the top application? This is a beautiful question, and I love that you are asking. This year, there are no scholarships at all. There are no scholarships this year. We had them each year we had in 2021 and 2022. This time there are discounts, and the highest discount is somewhere around between 15 and 25%. We've reserved a number of these higher discounts between 15 and 25% for our alumni community. Hey, what won't we do for our people? But we might be able to snap up a few slots for the cream de la cream of applications. That is the nature of scholarship this year. but absolutely no person is coming in. I'm even told we have a different deal for the alumni. Okay, so when an alumni comes in, a member of the alumni comes in, I hear there's even a better deal for them. That's not bad. That's so good. But we might be able to snap up a few slots of between 15 and 25% in discount for the finest applications, alongside a proof of inability to cover full fees. That is how it looks. But 100% scholarship, we do not have that in offer because of how stringent the budget has become, giving the additional gifts that we have made available in the program. So the way the discount looks is that you're paying 3.5 for what is really 7.5, and 7.5 for what is really $15,000, and 15,000 for what is really 30 or 35. That's how it's looking this time. So I thank you so graciously for being here, sharing moments. I'm so glad about the conversations we've had and how we've inspired one another. My final question as you leave, was this a clarifying clarity call? Just let me know. Did he offer clarity? Because we called it a clarity call, and I'm the girl for purpose. Like, did he deliver its purpose? Was it clarifying? Did he help? Do you feel like VCAP is now your friend? Whatever your decision is, you just feel like insider gist. We know VCAP, we're one. I love it. Okay, thank you so kindly. I do hope that you go ahead and make the investment that matters for your vision. And I'll see you on the other side. Amore, no breathing room for excuses and confusion. No, 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 no. It's a different year. I will see you in VCAP class of 2024. Be in my DM on WhatsApp or Instagram or an email. If you have more questions, I'm dedicating time every day to actually walk you through some of those additional questions or any support you need. Thank you so much. I'll put you back in the hands of Mrs. Notch as we move toward closing out tonight.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. We're grateful that you came for this clarity call, and we know that you have left with much more than clarity. You've left with a goodie bag of generous discounts that is going to take you a while to unpack. So my submission to you is this. Have you started your VCAP application? Valentine's Day will be here before you know it, and you want to factor in that thinking time. Remember, it's going to take you some time to revamp your CV and put everything back together, bring it up to speed to VCAP standard, check your social media profiles, check your website that is working. It doesn't say error 404 and all of those things. Go and pay your tech guy to reinstate your website and things like that, and just get everything set. We are ready to receive your applications. Exactly. DDK says start it yesterday. Start it yesterday. And you also need to allow for the answers to unwind and just flow out of you. So you need thinking time and brooding time. You need to ruminate and digest it and let your top goals come to the surface, and then you will do well. You will succeed. You're going to receive that congratulations, you've been accepted into VCAP. Just imagine that. Like, how would you feel receiving that email? It's a game changer. This is the year that makes every other year make sense for you. This is your game-changing year. The next picture that is going to be on DDK's slides next year for VCAP launch will be yours. You will be that alumni that has become almost unrecognizable. That's it. Look forward to seeing your picture there. You are the next Lady Bodam. You are the next Bralade. You are the next Bumi Odua. You are the next VCAP alumni, and we're ready to welcome you into this exclusive community, this hashtag 100. Your spot is there. Your spot is there. Don't lose it. Don't miss out. And please don't procrastinate. Before you know it, the countdown will run out and you say, don't come and beg. Don't meet us in the DM and say, please, the network, I was about to submit at 11:59 p.m. and my internet went down. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. We need your visionary excellence. Think about it. The truth of the matter is that you can get it all done in 24 hours. Let me be honest with you. you can get it done in 24 hours. If you start your application in the morning, by evening, you can put in 2 to 3 hours and you'll be ready, solid. And you put it together, you submit, we're ready to receive you. Please make sure you keep an eye out on your email. We are very, very responsive in VCAP. In fact, the moment you hit submit, you're going to hear from us immediately. And our jurors are up to speed. They are on point. They will review your application and send you a response quickly. Don't forget that DDK has given you generous discounts. You don't want the clock to run out on them. Those discounts are even unbelievable. I don't understand how she keeps on giving. We want to see your applications. We're ready to receive you. We are ready to serve you. It is your time. Don't delay. You know what? Don't think of how you can escape VCAP. Think of how you can get into VCAP, because you often see what you're looking for. Don't say, I don't have the money. Start your application and say, where will I get the money? Show me the money, God. Show me the money. Where is the money in my life? Show me this money. And it will not be denied. It won't be denied to you. You will find it because you're now looking for it. Bring it into focus. Start your application. I'm telling you what I know. I'm not even trying to hype you at all. I'm telling you what I know. Start that application and the answers will come. Dr. Newton knows what I'm talking about specifically. Start that application. You will just see that the money will appear. You will understand where to get it from, which part of your life you have to make that investment from. Know that this is a significant investment in your vision. You need this University of Vision. You need VCAP. It's a necessity for you. Those short courses you are taking, 3 months, 6 weeks, it's not going to be enough. Okay? 40 weeks, you're with us. We know with exactitude who you will be at the end of it. We're looking forward to your application. Thank you so much and see you on the inside in VCAP. Have a lovely evening or the rest of your afternoon. Thank you.
I'm the founder of Lux Dental Clinic, the creative director at Body Pantry International, and the executive director at Smile Daughter Foundation. When I joined Visionary Compass, I was running a dental clinic, but I had this burning vision in my heart to set up a fashion brand that told African stories using wearable art, telling stories with textile, clothes sewn, all by women, and then giving back to the society from our profit through the foundation. I had all these bright ideas, but I didn't know how to execute them. I didn't know how to manage a dental clinic, a fashion brand, a non-governmental organization. Visionary Compass handed me the tools I needed to set up 3 running systems to create teams and to execute this vision. My vision for the country has gone now from just something on paper and in my mind to a full-fledged business. We're employing women, we're closing the wage gap, and we're also empowering out-of-school children. Visionary Compass has been an answer to all the questions that I had. I'll forever be grateful for the gift of Visionary Compass. Thank you, Debola Deji-Kurunmi, for being a change maker and the whole team at the Visionary Compass. Thank you. Hello, I'm Dr. Fumi Adeni. I'm the founder of Lux Dental